Once upon a time, our world was ruled by dinosaurs. They roamed where we walk today, breathed the same air, and fought their battles on this very earth. These giant, fascinating creatures dominated the planet for about 160 million years. There were thousands of dinosaur species. Some were plant eaters, others were meat eaters. Some were gentle and calm, while others were fierce and dangerous. During this time, dinosaurs thrived in all shapes and sizes, with hundreds of species spread across the globe. They were the most successful creatures of their era. But then, something catastrophic happened. What was the event that wiped them out completely? To understand, we need to travel back 65 million years and take a closer look at the dinosaurs' final days. So, let's go back 65 million years ago. About 65 million years ago, the Earth's climate was normal, warm, and pleasant. Most of the land was covered in lush green forests, vibrant plants, and colorful flowers. Sunlight bathed the landscape. Cool ocean breezes rustled through towering trees, and the sounds of dinosaurs roaring and calling filled the air. Alongside the dinosaurs, there was another species, small mouse-like creatures that would later evolve into thousands of mammal species. While dinosaurs lived comfortably on Earth, their fate had already been sealed 100 million years earlier. A small piece of an asteroid, traveling from deep space, collided with a massive asteroid in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, about 200 million miles from Earth. This collision changed the larger asteroid's path, sending it hurtling toward Earth at 22,000 miles per hour. We're looking at an unnamed asteroid, one that would soon wipe out thousands, maybe millions of species. It was larger than Mount Everest, stretching high and wide from the ocean's surface to the atmosphere. When it was 384,000 kilometers from Earth, the dinosaurs' extinction might have been avoided if it had hit the moon instead. But fate had other plans. The asteroid passed dangerously close to the moon and kept speeding toward Earth. This asteroid, 40 kilometers wide and weighing 2 trillion metric tons, got closer every second. As it entered Earth's atmosphere, its speed surged to 70,000 kilometers per hour. Friction turned it into a terrifying fireball. It took just seconds to pierce the thin layer between space and Earth. Racing toward the Yucatan Peninsula at nearly 60 times the speed of sound, it crossed the Atlantic Ocean in just 4 minutes. At 500 miles above the surface, its glow was so intense that the bodies of massive dinosaurs like Allosaurus seemed almost transparent. The brightness was so overwhelming that thousands of creatures were incinerated just by looking at it, feeling its unbearable heat. Moments later, the asteroid slammed into the shallow waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The impact unleashed a catastrophic explosion with energy reaching 35,000 degrees Celsius. The blast's light lit up the sky, equivalent to the power of 10 hydrogen bombs. The ocean floor melted into boiling hot plasma, and the heat incinerated everything within a 1,500-kilometer radius. The air temperature soared to 600 degrees Celsius, causing dinosaurs to burn alive. The explosion created a supersonic shockwave traveling at 2,000 kilometers per hour, vaporizing thousands of animals instantly. Building-sized rocks were flung into the air, and anything, soil, plants, or animals, was shattered and thrown thousands of kilometers away. When those massive rocks fell back to Earth, they crushed dinosaurs like Allosaurus, wiping them out. The impact was so powerful that millions of tons of metal and debris were hurled into space. It left a crater 180 kilometers wide and 25 kilometers deep. All the metal and rock from the crater turned into a cloud of dust in the sky. Just 16 minutes and 40 seconds after the impact, seismic waves with a magnitude of 11.1 rippled through the Earth, the most powerful earthquake any living creature had ever experienced in billions of years. These waves triggered massive tsunamis nearly a kilometer high, crashing in all directions. The earthquake also awakened every active volcano on Earth. In India, volcanic eruptions began and continued for 300 years, covering half the subcontinent in lava. On the other side of the planet, the Earth's crust split open by hundreds of meters, starting the destruction of dinosaurs everywhere. The process of Earth's great devastation had begun. Radiation from the explosion was so intense that every creature within 1,500 kilometers was reduced to ashes. Flying pterosaurs escaped the ground-based dangers, but this was only the beginning of the catastrophe. Billions of tons of metal, rock, and dust thrown into space by the impact began raining back down as fireballs just 40 minutes later, due to Earth's gravitational pull. Even pterosaurs couldn't escape these fiery projectiles. Molten rocks fell from the sky, and the ground shook with earthquakes. There was no escape. The heat and debris ignited forests worldwide, and the fires burned for months, turning Earth into a scorching hell. A massive dust storm, traveling at 6,000 kilometers per hour, swept across the planet with temperatures of 1,500 degrees Celsius. This deadly cloud of hot, toxic gases consumed thousands of creatures and plants. The dust cloud was so thick that sunlight could no longer reach the Earth's surface. The temperature of the scorching winds exceeded 200 degrees Celsius, wiping out nearly all plant life. Just 90 minutes after the impact, Earth's temperature spiked to 300 degrees Celsius, killing dinosaurs miles away from the impact zone. By the end of the impact day, thousands of dinosaurs were dead. Within hours, a massive vapor cloud reached the upper atmosphere and spread across the globe. The planet was plunged into darkness, with only the glow of burning fires lighting the surface. Plants that survived the flames died from the lack of sunlight. The oceans were deeply affected, wiping out large marine reptiles and ammonites alongside the dinosaurs. Within days, temperatures plummeted to minus 25 degrees Celsius. Darkness blanketed the Earth, and finding fresh food became nearly impossible. A global freeze lasted for decades. In this great catastrophe, 90% of Earth's species were completely wiped out. Of the 10% that survived, only creatures weighing less than 30 kilograms made it through. The reason? Millions of creatures had already perished, and nearly all plant life was burned to ash. Larger surviving animals couldn't find enough food to sustain themselves. And so, 65 million years ago, after ruling for 165 million years, the dinosaurs were gone. In a single moment, the age of dinosaurs came to an end. From the ashes of this old world, the surviving creatures emerged. The Earth was inherited by animals skilled at hiding, those that found shelter underground during the floods, fires, and storms. These creatures later evolved into thousands of species. Birds, direct descendants of dinosaurs, and mammals, which would eventually become the planet's dominant animals, rose from the ruins. Without the asteroid, life on Earth today might look very different. Without the extinction of the dinosaurs, we might never have had the chance to become what we are today. But in such a short time, we've achieved great things. If we're not careful, our existence could end in a moment, just like the dinosaurs era did. If you enjoyed this video, please give it 50,000 likes and share it with your friends and family. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to Amazing Mysteries for more fascinating videos like this. We'll see you in the next video with a brand new topic. Until then, this is Neha Agarkar signing off. Goodbye!